Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin, its valuations against the US dollar. Looking at the move for today, Bitcoin is up $1,700, basically closing in on $45,000 and is up 4%. The market is moving up a little bit today. Bitcoin's also dragging up Ethereum, uh, Chainlink, Aave is up 3%, Basic Attention Token, and so on and so forth. So we could see this kind of move, and Bitcoin's now kind of propping up the market. And if we measure from the bottom being about $32,000, $33,000, Bitcoin is up 34% in the past 4 weeks. Now, with that said, uh, last week we wicked up to around this level. In fact, we wicked up higher and we came back straight down. So that is something to obviously take into consideration. Um, right now, we're not quite at the 20-week moving average. You could say that we're closing in on the 50-week moving average a little bit, but not quite. One thing I did want to take a look at is the EMA. It seems like the EMAs are relevant in this case because we're using the 100-week EMA for this exercise. I'm also curious on the 50-week EMA, and you can see that this is where we're fighting at. Okay, between the 100-week and the 50-week EMA. Last week we went to this level, we got rejected, and this week we're at that level now. The 50-week EMA is at $44,111. We're slightly above that today. Obviously, that can change for the next couple of days. The week isn't definitely not over. There's 5.5 days left, but this is kind of the fight that we're at right now. And just putting into perspective, the 20-week moving average is at I'm going to change the color here. The 20-week moving average is at $50,000 basically. From where we are now to get to the 50k is about another 15% move. So still a pretty big jump for one day, but definitely attainable over the course of a few weeks. When looking at Ethereum, we're seeing basically sideways movement action. 2 weeks ago, we saw a move of 5%. Last week, we saw a loss of 5%. And this week, we're seeing a move of 3%. We're essentially holding this 0.07, 0.069 level, 0.68 level, for the course of maybe 3 weeks or so. And in fact, I think that's pretty good considering how bearish Bitcoin was. Ethereum has been essentially holding this level for months, since May, essentially, and it continues to do so. Against the US dollar, we're seeing that we finally got above the 50-week EMA, basically, today or this week. Ethereum is up 8%, is at $3,100, and we finally clawed back above the 50-week EMA. And in fact, I think we also bounced off of the 100-week EMA as well. We did back in January. We bounced, and here we are. From our move today to where we are now, it's about a 43% move. So things are looking pretty good. Bitcoin dominance still kind of indicates that altcoins are losing strength relative to Bitcoin. But I think regardless of that, people are somewhat relieved that the that altcoins aren't necessarily falling through the floor yet. Ethereum is still at $3,100. Chainlink is still at $1,615, a level that it has been at since back in July and back in November. We haven't seen lower levels just yet. And I think if you go down the list, you can kind of see that even Aave, for example, is holding the levels pretty well that it did back in December and back in June. Um, One thing I did want to take a look at is basic attention token, and we have in fact kind of broken this trend line here. Um, Keep in mind this trend line isn't necessarily uh, something I would put on the same line as say the 20-week moving average. But it was interesting to see that that basic attention token was able to um, use this trend line as resistance, and we're able to come back and break through it. But right now we are below it. And finally, Cardano. Cardano and VeChain really. Cardano is kind of holding the 100 week EMA right now against Bitcoin, against Ethereum, which I think is the more interesting chart. It has been bleeding against Ethereum for the past several weeks. From the local peak to where we are now, we have lost about 30% of valuation against Ethereum, which is not good. But at the same time, I would like to remind everyone that Cardano does have these giant swings, and that's what makes it such a great coin to trade off of against Ethereum. It's quite possible that we come back down to this level here, as unfortunate as that may be. Now against VeChain, it's no different, and in fact, VeChain is quite low, quite low. And when we take a look at the chart, we're already technically at that lower level, right? We're technically at that lower level. We're down about 2.39% for the week, and this is where we are. I've already have a position in VeChain, but I am considering buying more. I'm continuing to buy more, um, and I'm kind of looking for lower level here because I've already bought VeChain at 1980 Gwei, so I'm hoping for slightly lower levels. I mean, right now it's at 1916. But if we can get something at 18, get something at 17, these are the best prices, in VeChain's price history that it can offer. Um, but yeah, this is what I'm currently looking at. And should it go any further down, then it becomes a better buy. Anyway, that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.